When you have a void of information, emotion tends to drive decision making. Hello, I'm Jeff Moss, and welcome to All the Right Moves. It's not just the lack of information, but fake or biased information is what affects decision making. Sure, I'd love the market to continue like this for years, but that isn't realistic or feasible. In this month's market update, we're going to discuss the market and the fear of recession. Last week, data was released showing that consumer sentiment is the lowest since 2011. This is mostly due to inflation. I predicted this concern last fall before the election. But what is happening in the real estate market? Home values continue to rise despite concerns of market decline. Everyone wants to compare this market to 2007. However, according to the chief economist at CoreLogic, there are marked differences in today's run-up in prices compared to 2005, which was a bubble fueled by risky loans and lenient underwriting. Today's loans with high-risk features are absent and mortgage underwriting is prudent. Look at the number of low credit score loans now compared to 2006. In 2006, there were nearly 4 times the amount of risky loans being originated. There are many factors that are different now than in 2006. People have more equity and loans are being prudently underwritten. The demand we see now is driven by low interest rates. Not easy to get loans. This graph shows the availability of home loans. It was 7 times easier to get a loan in 2006 than today. This alone will cause any change in the economy to be less triggered by the real estate industry. How about the effect of mortgage debt and affordability on potential downturn? This graph shows that people now have about half the debt to pay when compared to disposable income. A chief economist has this to say about affordability. Looking back at the bubble years, home prices exceeded home buying power in 2006 nationally. But today, house buying power is nearly twice as high as the median sale price nationally. Many find it hard to believe, but housing is actually undervalued in most markets, and the gap between house buying power and sales prices indicates there's room for further home price growth in the months to come. Look at this Affordability Index showing what it was in 2006 compared to today. It's better now than last year even. And even this year, it's getting better, probably due to increasing wages in some job sectors. The smaller the number, the more people can afford to buy. A recent factor people state when discussing their fears is homes in foreclosure. First, when home prices are record highs, homeowners in trouble sell their homes. It's not until there is a glut of homes that prices are forced down. But who's in trouble? Unemployment is dropping, jobs are coming back, wages are increasing. How about those who are in forbearance or working a deal to not pay their mortgage? Last year it was projected that 30% of all mortgages would go into default. In fact, the federal government implemented a 0.5% fee on all refinance loans in anticipation of this happening. Last month, they announced the ending of this program because the huge defaults never materialized. It peaked at 8.47 and today it's at 3.5 and dropping. We may see a slight change due to the new wave of Delta strain. Look at the drop in the number of loans in forbearance. What happened to those who were in forbearance? Well, nearly 83% of them either paid their payments in full or worked out a repayment plan. Granted, there are still 17.2% in trouble, but that's a percentage of those who were in trouble, not of the population. Between 2006 and 2014, nearly 10 million people went through foreclosure. The chance of that happening again is nearly zero. Other than prices hitting a peak, there is no evidence we'll see a major change in prices. We'll see a slowing down of the trend of paying more than appraised value, but that's true of any adjustment. The stock market may drop 500 points in a day, and we call it an adjustment, not a crash. That's what we'll see here. Let's call it by the right word so emotion can stay out of the decision making. And on that creative nomenclature note, that's it for our show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on All the Right Moves with Jeff Moss.